Okay, welcome everybody to our monthly group this month. MashaAllah, I'm really very excited I'm really excited we have a very special guest today with us who's come from so far, and we're really honoured for her that she's come from so far, MashaAllah. And what can I say about our very honourable guest, an amazing guest, I would say. MashaAllah, Sidra has got a BSc Honours in degree. She has got 20 years of experience as a special needs coordinator. She is currently a lecturer in mental health here at university. She is a chaplain, Muslim chaplain in the educational and health sectors. Her role is as an ulama and has encountered to come across many issues with the Muslim community. She has delivered many lectures at conferences and been on various TV programs. She's been a chair of the Essex Mind and Spirit of the voluntary organisation, and supports recovery of mental health through religion. She arranges fitnesses and sponsors walks for groups called Women Together to help stress and anxiety. Today, Sidra is going to be talking on, like you can see, the excellence of exercise. And the excellence of exercise is really beneficial for us within our 5 ways to well-being. So it's going to help your spirituality, your mental and physical health, all of these things, which comes within our 5 ways to well-being, and helps with marriage resolution group. So, but before, as I said, before we call on our special guest, I'd just like to let you know that the food will be at the end, and Q&A please at the end after the talk. So, without further ado, I'd like to welcome Sidra. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, everybody, for inviting me. It's a privilege to be here. Some of you have seen me on Zoom, through both, actually, through the Wellbeing Group and the Marriage Resolution Group, especially, which I've been doing once every month. But this time, because there was an Eid party going on, I was invited by Lubna that I need to come and I must come. So this day was actually in the diary since a couple of months ago. So it's a really privilege to be here, and some of you have come all the way from Walthamstow. One of the ladies here has come to see me live, which is great. It's because we're just so used to Zooming nowadays that people are not seeing me live anymore. So it's absolutely wonderful to be here. Obviously the talk today is linked with wellness, because this is a wellness group. And the talk I'm doing is on the excellence of exercise. We will be looking at the physical, spiritual, medical and emotional benefits of exercise. Okay, so we've got the talk first, then I will open up the floor to questions and answers, and then we will eat at the end. Now, exercise is really important, and during COVID it became even more important. In fact, it was recognised within the BAME community, which is the Black, Asian, Minority Ethnic community, that people don't do enough exercise. And because of that, they had low immunity. And because of the low immunity, we were catching COVID more. So, there was so many people who had COVID amongst the BAME community. So the government was actually giving out so many funds out within the Asian communities to go out and do exercise. So it is very important. So we're going to find out how important it is today. We will be looking at all the different types of exercise, and we will be specifically looking at the physical, the mental benefits, the medical benefits, the spiritual benefits. Okay? Now, first of all, I want you to tell me what you think are the benefits of just a normal exercise, physical benefits. Has anybody got any ideas? Pop your hand up. Yes, there's so many hands, yes. The one with the glasses from Ethiopia. Yes.
Yes, what we'd like to, you know,
Blood circulation. Good, good. Let's have the lady there.
it's good for the heart.
Good for the heart because of the increased blood circulation. Good. Anybody else? I'll give you another. Okay. Anybody else? Let's have one more.
Therefore,
Yes? Flexibility. Now that's a really good one. Okay? So we've got that there. Increased flexibility and suppleness of all your joints. There's a lot of arthritis in this country, but in particular, why is there a lot more arthritis amongst the Asian community? Why do they have more arthritis?
lack of exercise.
No. My mum has got arthritis, and I know other ladies that same age, born and brought up in England, white British English ladies, and they don't have arthritis. Why do Asians have more arthritis? Why? Yes? It could be that there's something else. Are we supposed to be in this country?
We are in the country, and our bodies are used to the heat.
Right. Genetically, let's listen. Genetically, we are accustomed to warmer countries. We are all from hot countries originally. So Allah has made our body accustomed to that country. And did you know it takes 7 generations for our genetics to change? So anybody living originally, even our grandparents, if they were from Pakistan or Africa or India, Bangladesh, when they come here, their genetics are still from that country, so we have more arthritis. Even people born here, we will get arthritis, it's in our genetics. Okay? So we need to do exercise to increase flexibility and suppleness. It decreases tension and tightness, things like spasms, muscle spasms, which get more as we get older. Reduced risk of arthritis and osteoporosis. Everybody gets osteoporosis, especially women. Their bones become porous. It's actually mentioned in the Quran as well. Osteoporosis is mentioned with Zachariah alayhi salam in the Quran, when he was getting old and Allah was not giving him a son, and he said, my bones are getting weak. So it's in the Quran, osteoporosis of bones becoming weak as well. It tones and firms your muscles. We all get saggy as we get older, so it tones and firms our muscles. Enhances coordination and balance. That's something else, did you know, that deteriorates as we get older. Just think of your mums or your grandmothers, they're always falling over, aren't they? So it helps with balance as well. Increases stamina, more enthusiasm, makes you stronger. It makes you less lazy is the word. Okay, so if you do a bit of exercise, you get energized and you want to then do things. Controls breathing to relax mind and body. Now some of the breathing exercises which Lubna did just now, we actually have those when we exercise. We're inhaling air and we're exhaling air as well. We're inhaling oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide. Lowers blood pressure and cholesterol. Okay? So if we keep the blood flowing, the lady at the back said the blood's flowing, then our arteries are going to stay unblocked, and that means our blood pressure will stay low. And it will flush out all the fats from the food you were talking about that we have in our diets. Okay? And increases heart rate, improving heart health, which the lady mentioned already. Well done for that. Okay? Now, we are very, very lucky as Muslims. Where is our natural exercise like this being done in our daily life? In our salah. Okay? And those of you who are following the Sunnah, did you know that 50 times, 50 rakats actually we're doing, if we are following the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, originally, when Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam went up to Jannah, and Allah gave him the order of Salah, it was actually originally 50, and it got reduced down to 5. However, when he came back to earth, he decided he was going to do 50. So if you add up these rakats here, they all add up to 50, subhanAllah. So if you are doing your daily salahs, you are getting that exercise, okay? There is no use of those biceps, triceps and push-ups if you cannot really push yourself up for Fajr, okay? Now, did you know the best exercise is early in the morning? So many people go to the gym early in the morning, don't they? Because medical professionals tell you the best exercise is early in the morning. So our best exercise is actually Fajr, okay? Right, let's look at some more. So, now this one's very important one. A lot of people don't think of this one. Like yoga positions. We don't do yoga because that's not Islamic. We do our own, we've got our own salah, which is a whole package. But like yoga positions, each position is scientifically proven to get rid of negative energy. So each position we do, did you know, gets rid of negative energy. What am I referring to? I want you to think carefully. Yes.
Sajda.
Sajda. And what is being removed when we pray, and especially when we do sajda? Sins. Good. You can tell she's been listening to all my lectures, can't you? Yes. Sins is the negative energy. Okay? So, the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when the servant stands to pray, all his sins are taken and are placed on his head. Okay? And shoulders. Every time he bows or prostrates, the sins fall away from him. This is what we mean by getting rid of negative energy when we exercise. Okay? And our best exercise, like I said. And there is the hadith over there. Okay, what else does exercise help us with, ladies especially? We always try and do this, don't we? Weight loss. Good. Weight loss is the next one. Okay, so weight loss is the next one. Increases your metabolic rate. Why does it increase your metabolic rate? Because the blood is flowing inside your body more, and it increases your metabolic rate, which is what you need to break down all the fats in your body. Okay? Burns calories because of that reason, helping weight management. And we've got one more. Did you know that when your metabolic rate increases, your powers of digestion increase? So no matter how much you eat, it gets digested up quickly, okay? And that then improves your digestion as well, and then that helps then with your weight loss, okay? Does anybody know which is the best sport to do which helps you to lose weight? What do the medical professionals tell you? The best sport. Do you want to pop your hands up? Swimming. Why is that?
Because you use your arms.
Yeah, good. Well done. Clever audience. Swimming burns calories due to the extra energy it takes to travel through the water. Because there's more energy needed from inside that water for you to travel in there. And did you know that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he told us to swim. That's one of the sports he told us to do. Yet in Arabia, there's no water. Isn't that amazing? In the deserts of Arabia, where Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born, there's no water, yet he told us to swim. Did he tell us any other sports? What are documented in the hadiths? Sylvia?
Horse riding.
Horse riding, good.
Archery.
Yeah, I was asking Sylvia actually. Now, she's clever. Do you know why? Because she's my cousin. That's why she's clever. It's in the genes. Right, so I have got some sound on this way to up. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, teach your children swimming, archery and horse riding. Those are the three that he said specifically, and that's in theory. Okay? And Umar radiallahu Angu also encouraged people to teach their children swimming as well, so he carried on that mission. Okay? Right, let's look at Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What types of exercise did he do? Let's think about it carefully.
He used to race, running, racing.
Racing with who? Aisha. Good, excellent. Anything else? Let's think of his life. What kind of, how did he keep himself fit? If some of you have seen my Sunnahs of weight loss lecture, you'll know this one. We have Kuja.
Walking.
Walking where? Where did he walk to daily?
To the masjid.
Good, to the masjid. That was his exercise. Okay, that will come up in a minute. Anything else? Hands up. What exercise did he do?
Housework.
Housework. He wasn't a typical man, was he? He was out there doing the housework, was he not? He used to do a lot of housework actually. Okay, right, let's go through them. Something else people have not mentioned is that he had grandchildren and he would play with them. Okay? So, when Hassan, the Prophet's grandson, came running into the Prophet's room and jumped down in front of him, the Prophet ﷺ embraced him and kissed him and said, "Oh Allah, love him and love those who love him." He played physical games with them. He used to take them out to play. He would give them piggy banks as well on top of his shoulder. And did you know, while he prayed Salah, he had his grandchildren on his back. He never got them off. Okay, so he used to play with them. The other one somebody has already mentioned. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to entertain his wife Aisha radhiyallahu anha, and she used to play and race with him. He told us to play with our wives and have some fun. Okay, so he used to race with Aisha as well. And Aisha radhiyallahu anha stated that I raced with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and I beat him. Later, when I had put on some weight, we raced again and he won. Then he said, this cancels that, referring to the previous race. So it wasn't just once. This actually shows it was a couple of times. They're in competition with one another. Nasrin mentioned housework. Yes, there are documents to prove, hadiths, that he did help with the housework. Aisha, the wife of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, was asked, what did the Prophet ﷺ used to do in his house? She replied, he used to keep himself busy serving his family, and when it was time for prayer, he would go for it. That's in Bukhari. So it is a sunnah, actually, to help with the housework. And Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he used to wash dishes and carried out other chores as well. Aisha is reported to have said he did what one of you would do in his house. He mended sandals and he patched garments and he sewed as well. Okay, there you go. You need to go and tell your husband all of this. Okay, so he did do all of that. He mended and he sewed his garments as well. And what else did you do with the bins, everybody? Yeah? Put your hands up, please. There's a lot of you here, so I need you to pop your hands up. What did you do with the bins? Yes. Yes. He took the trash out. Okay? That's something nobody has mentioned. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ cooked, cleaned, and took the trash out. Your wives are not your maids, they are your partners. Be like Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. So that is exercise, is it not? Okay. And did you know he cooked as well? So, Kushi is when husband cooks. So there she's sleeping in there. And he's there cooking the food. Aisha said he left his goat and he needed bread. That's fine. And he did all the chores which you ladies do. Okay? Right, walking some dimensions. So let us look at our feet. Did you know that when you walk, there are every little bit under your feet is related to an organ of your body. This is like reflexology. So when you walk, you are exercising all of those parts of your body. Standing massages acupuncture points in your feet. Nerves connected to organs terminate here. So all the nerves of your body, from each organ, they stop at your feet. So if you keep walking, then that is really, really good for you. Okay? The organs of your body have their sensory of touches at the bottom of your foot. If you massage these points, you will find relief from aches and pain. As you can see, the heart is on the left foot. Typically, they are shown as points and arrows to show which organ it connects to. It is indeed correct, since the nerves connected to these organs terminate there. This is covered in great details in acupressure studies or textbook. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created our bodies so well that He thought of even this. He made us walk so that we will always be pressing those pressure points and thus keeping these organs activated at all times, mashallah. Okay, that's amazing, isn't it? Okay, and we already mentioned that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to walk, okay, to the mosque 5 times a day, there and back. He'd go one route and come back a different route. And one of those routes was actually longer. Okay? So it was narrated that Abu Hurairah, who said, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever purifies himself, performs wudu in his house, then walks to one of the houses of Allah in order to perform one of the duties enjoined by Allah. For every 2 steps he takes, one will erase a sin, and the other will raise him 1 degree in status. So imagine we are getting rewards for walking to religious places like a mosque. We're actually gaining reward. It's just absolutely amazing for each 2 steps. So this is actually a natural form of exercise as well as forgiving sins, which nobody ever thinks about when we think of exercise. Nobody likes exercise and forgiving sins. But if we connect it up to salah, we can actually do that as well. Do both. Okay, why is walking outside really good for us?
Fresh oxygen.
Good, well done. Fresh oxygen.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
It comes into your body when you walk outside. Outdoor sports are the best, rather than gyms. Okay? Anything else? There's another really important one, and I'll give you a clue. This picture shows that. Okay? Let's have Nasrin here.
It connects you with nature.
Good, well done. Excellent answer. It connects you with Allah's creation. So when you walk outside, you look at the trees, and you look at the animals, and you can hear the birds singing, and you can see the leaves coming down. It connects you with nature. If you look at Surah Rahman, one by one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He tells you about something of nature, and it makes you reflect on it, doesn't it? And then He says, and which of your favors will you deny? Which one of Allah's favors will you deny? So when you go outside, it's a Surah Rahman job out there, isn't it? So you look at the trees, and you look at the birds singing, and you look at this and this, and it really, really connects you to nature. Okay, anything else? There's something else out there which really helps if we go out and walk. Pop your hands up, please. Yes.
Birds and animals are so free.
Yes.
I feel free as well when I walk in the field.
Yep. Okay, we've done the animals, we've done the trees. Anything else out there? Let's have the go right at the back there.
Okay, it's very refreshing and peaceful.
It is peaceful. It
And
helps you to
refreshing.
think.
When you see the greenery, it's very refreshing.
It is refreshing because of the oxygen, and peaceful, you know, rather than in a gym in your house, for example. Yes.
Sights and sounds.
Yep, we've done sights and sounds. There's something else you're all missing out. What is it we don't hardly get any of in this country?
Sunshine.
Sunshine. Now, sunshine is really important. During COVID, people from the BAME community were encouraged to go out and go walking because our immunity is really, really low. Okay? So, outdoor sports exposes you to the sun. It produces serotonin. This is so important. Serotonin is a very important chemical in our brains, and it makes us happy. And you know SAD, S-A-D, which is that condition that we have when there's not enough sunshine, a lot of people are depressed in this country. Why are more people depressed in this country? But in Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Arabia, they're all so happy. No such thing as mental health there because they get a lot more sunshine. Okay? And even the houses, the courtyards are open where you get sunshine. You know, you go upstairs and the manji's up there on the courtyard, and there's all sunshine there, you know? Okay? So serotonin makes you feel happier. Exercise can boost your immune system and can help fight off infections. So sunshine builds up your immunity. Does anybody know the link there?
Vitamin D.
Good. Vitamin D is made with the sun, and vitamin D builds up your immunity towards diseases. One of the prime reasons why a lot of Asians got COVID was they didn't have enough vitamin D in their bodies. Our vitamin Ds are very, very low in this country. We don't get enough sunshine. Like I said at the beginning, we're equipped for our own home countries. Okay? So immune system and help fight infections. Exercise allows immune cells to perform effectively. Okay? It increases blood flow, reduces inflammation, and can strengthen antibodies. Antibodies are related to immunity. Okay? And all of that is related to vitamin D, which is related to the sun. So that is just so important. As well as serotonin, did you know there are 3 other feel-good chemicals which are released when you exercise? Dopamine, endorphins, oxytocin, and obviously serotonin. Boosts endorphins in brain, which lifts your mood and makes you feel good. Okay? Right. There is one more thing. Obviously, this is the marriage resolution group as well. So, there is one more thing which I'm going to touch upon, which is a form of exercise, and it releases oxytocin in particular, which comes from touch. Sidra. I'm going to ask you that very difficult question. Are you going to tell us?
What is that? Cuddle?
Cuddles and exercise, yes, that's exercise. Okay? Let's listen to the ayah. Okay, so this one's in particular because of the marriage resolution group, and that type of exercise is encouraged in Islam. So that's why I put the Quranic ayah up. Your wives are a shield for you, so approach your wives when and how you like, but take heed of your ultimate future and fear God and know that you shall meet Him and give good tidings to those who obey. There are so many there, especially for women. So there's another one that if you don't sleep with your husbands, then you are cursed with life. That is actually in my intimacy lecture that I did for the marriage resolution group. Now, that type of exercise, if you like, has got so many benefits. So I'm just going to pop them up. I'm not going to read through all of them because there's older ladies here, but you can look them up on my marriage resolution group that I did on intimacy in Islam. One of them is did you know that it increases your lifespan? So people engage in that, your lifespan increases more. Your health is much, much better. Increases blood flow. Your bladder control is better as well. So no more urine problems. Reduces incontinence. Relieves menstrual and premenstrual cramps, ladies, as well. Your monthlies. You're all laughing at the back, but it's true. Improves your fertility if you want to have children. Builds stronger pelvic muscles. Skip that one. It protects endometriosis, or the growing of tissue outside your uterus. and it strengthens again your pelvic floor muscles. All of that kind of stuff. Okay? All of that, believe it or not, is a form of exercise. Okay? Right, let's move on. Lowers your blood pressure as well. Burns your calories, increases your heart health, strengthens your muscles, reduces your risk of heart disease, stroke and hypertension. All of that kind of stuff. Okay, so I'll just pop those up. Stronger immune system, even just through doing that. And again, this is IJ, the antibody that plays a role in preventing illnesses, including HIV and things like that as well. Better sleep. Now that is a very important one. We will do that one in a minute. That particular kind of exercise helps you to sleep better afterwards. Okay? Body releases oxytocin, the love hormone, and endorphins during that act. The combination of these hormones can act as sedation. Better sleep can contribute to a stronger immune system, a longer lifespan, feeling more well rested, having more energy during the day, and headache relief. So some ladies have said, oh, we're not doing that because we've got a headache, but it's actually the other way around. It's relief from headache. Right, what other things does exercise help with? What do men do? When are they more likely to run outside because they've had enough at home? What are their emotions like? Angry. It helps with emotions like anger. Okay, some of you may know this character who is the Incredible Hulk. Now, when he got angry, you see him throwing around things, don't you? He throws a chair and he throws a table and he's smashing things. Because did you know that exercise helps with getting rid of emotions like anger? Who can tell me the type of mechanism which comes into play when you get angry? We have done this on my anger management lecture. Who's been watching my lectures? Could you? I have to choose you because it was your lecture. Could you? What's that mode called?
Fight and flight.
Good, well done. She's passed the test. Now, I want you to think about it. When we're angry, when we're stressed, when we're anxious, our fight and flight mode is stimulated, which is the stress mode. Okay? It means something bad's happened, and we need to either fight or we need to fly, to run out the door. A burglar comes in the house, yeah? You need to either fight them or you need to run. This is a very important scientific concept which comes into play when we are stressed, okay? So let's look at that mechanism. What happens to you when you're stressed or angry? Can anybody tell me? What happens to your body when you are angry? Because we have to link this in with exercise. Yes.
Frustrated.
Yeah, what happens to your body?
You're breathing heavily.
You get hot. You get really hot. Yeah? You're full of energy. Your blood's flowing faster. Anything else?
You're shaking.
You're shaking. You're trembling. Too much adrenaline. That's a really good one. Too much adrenaline. It's all in us. We need to get it out. Yeah? That's why men may smash a table in half or bang the door in one at the door when they get angry. Yes. Pardon?
Blood pressure?
Blood pressure goes high because the blood is flowing into our organs to get to our hands and our feet where we need to run or fight. Fight or flight with our legs. Good. Anything else?
Anxiety, panic attacks.
Panic attacks. We haven't got enough oxygen. We need more oxygen to run. Yeah? We haven't got enough oxygen, so then we get a panic attack because there's not enough oxygen there inside us. Okay, good, well done. I'm quite pleased with this audience actually. So your breathing becomes faster and shallower to take in more oxygen. Your heart rate increases to pump more blood, carrying oxygen around the body. Blood pressure increases due to the quick force of the blood gushing through the arteries. Your face and hands flush, you mentioned that, all red. Okay, blood flow increases to large muscles in body, legs, arms and fists, needed to fight, kick or punch. Okay? Testosterone increases for strength and needed to fight. Now this is why men, when they are angry, they show it physically more, because they have got 10 times more testosterone than we have. Your muscles tighten, clench fist to fight or box. Okay? Sense organs become really sensitive, so your eyes may pop out and become bigger. Okay? Adrenaline increases. Somebody mentioned shaking. You shake because your adrenaline increases, giving us more energy needed to fight. And this is known as the fight or flight response and enables us to act appropriately in challenging situations which may cause anger. Okay? So, what kinds of sports can you think that will help to get rid of that fight and flight mode and bring us back down into peace mode?
Exercise.
Walking.
What kinds?
Walking.
Walking is okay. That's why the men, they don't want to hear anymore. No more nagging wives. Open the door and out the door they go for a walk. And when they've calmed down, they come back again and they're all fine. Okay? Right. Apart from walking, I'm thinking of more
Boxing.
boxing. What about with your legs?
Walking.
Kickboxing. Kickboxing. Anything else? Wrestling. Wrestling, yeah? Rugby. Those kinds of things. Those are very, very good to put you back down, away from fight and flight, back into peace mode. Okay? So sports helps with emotions as well. Okay? Right. Especially martial arts or boxing to complete the fight mode, and running, walking to complete the flight mode. Yeah? So the fight mode is going with the boxing and everything else, and the flight mode is going with the running and the walking, bike riding as well as flight, isn't it? Okay? So releases tension from the mind and body. It uses up all the excess adrenaline, which builds up when we are angry, making it great for working off aggression. Okay? It channels the anger with exercise and stops, especially the men bashing in doors and people. Clenched fists can be put to use on the boxing gloves, and kickboxing helps with strengthening legs. Okay, now there's a very famous boxer, the Pakistani one, I've forgotten his name, Khan, and he came, his dad actually came on an interview, and he said that his son used to get really, really angry at school, because he was being bullied and all sorts, so he used to get really angry. So, you know what his dad did? He put him into the boxing club, and he said, there you go, there's the punch bag, let all your anger on them. So that's what he used to do, and then he became a championship within his field. And his anger stopped. So that's actually really, really good. Very good for emotions like anxiety as well. Okay? Right, the other thing I touched upon is it's good for sleeping. I actually do play cricket with my husband. We do an interfaith cricket match every year, and my husband goes for practices, and I've started to take the ladies as well. My daughter goes, and I've got 2 female cousins, they go as well, and we will have some practice. And that day, when I come home, I sleep much, much better, so it definitely works. And normally I can't sleep, because the next day I've always got stress. I've got this to do, this to do, this to do. So I'm a very busy person. So sleep, if you lack sleep, you will look and feel rough. You need sleep to give the body time to repair, and for the mind to sort through the day's input of information and experiences. Physical activity increases time spent in deep sleep. This is why it helps. The most physically restorative sleep phase. Deep sleep helps to boost immune function, support cardiac health, and control stress and anxiety. So this is the reason why exercise helps with sleeping, because of this increased deep sleep phase. Okay? Now here are a few more which I have highlighted on here. We mentioned reduced stress levels because of the fight and flight mode going. We mentioned increased well-being because of the immunity that goes up when you exercise. Increased energy levels. I spoke about doing Fajr in the mornings, didn't I? Which increases your energy levels. It boosts the brain power and memory. How does that happen? How does it increase your brain power and memory? Any ideas? How does exercise help with that?
Reducing the chemicals in your brain.
It's releasing the chemicals in your brain. And what else is flowing more to your brain? Oxygen and blood. Don't forget, there's all neurons in there. So it helps with the memory as well. Reduced depression we discussed about. Increased confidence. With children who are not confident, they will go into sports. Do you know the amount of children I know who are special needs, dyslexic, ADHD, autistic, they're no good at reading or writing or socializing, and they go into sports because they feel they can do really well in sports. Okay? Increased mood, that's from the serotonin. We already spoke about all of that. Reduced anxiety because of this fight and flight going. Increased self-esteem, which is confidence, and improved sleep. Okay? There is now one more, and I'm going to put up a scientist who talks about brain health and how your brain expands when you do exercise, and that then protects you against dementia and Alzheimer's when you're older. So that's my last video, which
Exercise is the most transformative thing that you can do for your brain today. Number one, it has immediate effects on your brain. A single workout that you do will immediately increase levels of neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, and noradrenaline. My lab showed that a single workout can improve your ability to shift and focus attention, and that focus improvement will last for at least 2 hours. And finally, studies have shown that a single workout will improve your reaction times. Number two, the most common finding in neuroscience studies looking at the effects of exercise, long-term exercise, is improved attention function dependent on your prefrontal cortex. You not only get better focus and attention, but the volume of the hippocampus increases as well. The most transformative thing that exercise will do is its protective effects on your brain. Here you can think about the brain like a muscle. The more you're working out, the bigger and stronger your hippocampus and prefrontal cortex gets. Why is that important? Because the prefrontal cortex and the hippocampus are the two areas that are most susceptible to neurodegenerative diseases and normal cognitive decline in aging. So with increased exercise over your lifetime, you're not going to cure dementia or Alzheimer's disease. But what you're going to do is you're going to create the strongest, biggest hippocampus and prefrontal cortex. So it takes longer for these diseases to actually have an effect. Bringing exercise in your life will not only give you a happier and more productive life today, but it will protect your brain from incurable diseases. And in this way, it will change the trajectory of your life for the better.
Okay, it's very interesting what she said about the brain health, because I spoke earlier about the Sidra position. Did you know that when you go into Sidra, your hippocampus gets bigger as well? So it delays aging as well. The other form of exercise which nobody mentioned actually in our slas is with our fingers. So don't forget, at the end we do Gusby, and it actually helps with motor coordination as well. Okay? Right, if we can have the lights on now, please, ladies. You can pop the lights on, and we'll have a quick question and answer session before we eat. Okay? I hope you found that informative. That's just, believe it or not, just a snapshot. But with the time I was given, I think that is Right, any questions, anybody? Let's have some question and answers. Those of you who've seen my lectures on YouTube, I always finish off with questions. Anybody? Who's going to start the ball rolling? Have you got questions? Yes?
How can you convince when your daughter keeps saying, oh, mommy, exercise is boring, I don't want to do it. She only do for 1 or 2 days, and she says, oh, it's boring, I don't want to continue.
There are so many types of exercise though, so going for a walk with your friends is good. Yeah, because then you can talk, walk and talk at the same time. It's therapy. That's another way of exercise. It's therapy, counselling, if you like. Free counselling when you're going while you walk and you talk as well. So that one may appeal to her. But bike riding, you know, there are so many different types. Sports with your friends, badminton and things like that. Tennis. So that's fine, that's sports, isn't it? Yeah, so she can do that. Yes?
The people who sit in the chair and pray, how can they get the benefit of the head going blood to head or exercise?
Yes, okay, now that's a very, very good question. That is actually absolutely fine. You are still doing all the movements, okay? Now there is a new chair that's out, it's in our local mosque, where it's a chair for old people, and there's actually a platform up here. So when the lady does her sajda, it's not down to her knees. I would not recommend that chair. It's not sunnah, okay? Because that position where the head rests should be low.
You should take the head away. I thought I don't follow the way.
Yes.
But
You should really put your head low.
Yeah, I put that
Thing off, that's
Yeah, I
fine.
did that,
So
yeah.
those positions of prayer are still there, and they're absolutely fine. That is exercise, because if you think about it, you're still up, you're still going down, you're still going up. Your sajda is still quite low, up to knees, isn't it? So that's absolutely fine. And for, you know, elderly people, that's fine. And you still do your tasbih as well, and that's exercising your fingers, isn't it? So that's absolutely fine. And we can't say no to that, because that Prophet Muhammad told us about that form of prayer when we were old. Okay, good. Let's have you
Is
first.
there any exercise that you can recommend for someone who's got painful knees or arthritis in their knees because they can't walk very much? Is there
Yes.
an alternative exercise they can do?
Salah is the best, honestly. I don't know if you were here when I was talking about Salah and the benefits.
Yeah.
It's the best exercise you can do if you have got arthritis.
And you can't do the Salah properly either, you have to do it on a chair.
Right. So just the chair is fine then.
There's
the
the chair increases heart rate like problems with
Yes, but still helps. 5 times a day, and you do your sunnahs as well. That is proper exercise, is it not? Okay, that is good enough. Otherwise, you can go to the physiotherapist and they can give you, occupational therapist can give you specific exercises for his knees and things like that. Yes?
Just to mention that I was running a chair exercise
Right.
during the COVID time because, as you mentioned, some people were unable to go for a walk and be stuck in a house. So I thought that it was a way of helping out, and it worked really, really well. But I mean, consistency. My question will be along that side will be consistency. How do you maintain that? Because I actually stopped the chair exercise,
Right.
which is not good. But how do you maintain? Continue doing exercise all the time.
I think you need to get into a routine and you need to organise your life. So if you build it into your timetable. So my dad, for example, who some of you know, is quite old now. He can't walk to the mosque anymore, but he does have a physiotherapist who comes and gives him exercises, and he does those with routine. He's built those exercises into his timetable. He does the prayers on the chair, but in between then he does his exercises every day as well. It just delays the aging process as well, doesn't it? Okay, good. We're coming up with good questions here. Anybody else before we stop? Okay, well done everybody, and thank you very much for having me. And I'll stop there then. A couple of words, yeah.
MashaAllah. Tabarakallah. Thank you so much, Sister Sidra. What can we say? It was such an amazing, insightful, beneficial talk. MashaAllah. That you all agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't thank you very much. Thank you so much. Now, I just want to, just one or two things, I just want to say that our group will be monthly running, and once a month we'll let you know the time and the date for the next group. and inshallah. And for now, we're going to continue with the rest of the party. And so enjoy the rest of the party. And thank you all for being such an amazing, lovely participants. Thank you so much. Thank
And just to introduce myself, Sidra, I'm running a marriage resolution group online. And I can see that there's quite a lot of attendees here today because of our special guest. And I just want to say Jazakallah khairan, and it's such a pleasure to see you again.
It's really lovely to meet some of our friends.
Yeah. I'm number one actually. Yes. And
yes,
that's one helping quite a lot.
but also,
There's another one there.
today was very special for me because my own cousins are there and my aunt is there.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
my own sister. So, you know, that's made it really special for me. It's my own family's come as well.
Nice to meet you all. She's been mentioning you. And it's a great opportunity to get to know you. Exactly like that.
That's okay. Thank you very much.
So, thank you so much. I'm very happy.
Thank you.
Where did you get this?
I should have slept together. But you go back to the Right, just want to
Huja wants to say a couple of words.
Sorry.
Thank you very much for the No, both of us.
That's so sweet of you. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that, you know. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much.
Really appreciate
Giving us your
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We'll have a photo later. Yes.
Lovely.
Thank you very much. Follow me around a bit.
She's going to come back also.
Where's Huja? Huja, come here a minute. Mari China ni kisi. You know, like poems and quotes and things.
I do. Oh wow, yes, my
I'm just going to film the food a little bit. I'll just film the food before it goes. I will do in a minute. Shall we uncover this?
Oh yeah, of course.
We need to uncover.
I'm just going to rip it.
Yeah, we're both here, so it's not me who opened it. Oh, sorry.
We need to open these. Shall we open these?
We were just asking that question.
Yeah, open them all up.
Oh, this is a nice, don't know what this is. It looks good though.
I'm fine. I'm happy.
Put the camera in a minute. Let me just do this. There's a lot of people here, isn't there? It's a full house.
Homemade.
I'll just do the drinks. Oh,
That is beautiful,
lovely.
isn't it? It is
Beautiful. That is really nice.
I hope it's.
I just film here as well, and then I can eat. I just film quickly here. The drinks.
I need to film you. The one with the
Oh. That's okay. It's a bit scientific, isn't it? When you film it.
It was good.
They should then put it away.
By the time I reached home,